Hello and welcome to Zen in 10, where we focus upon the process and joy of drawing just one tangle. I'm using a white Bijou tile, I've got a pencil and a Tortillon, and I've got a black 02 Micron. I'm going to take my pencil and I'm going to draw some dots. As I'm doing these dots, I'm just relaxing my shoulders. I'm going to join these with a light, quick stroke of the pencil to create a border. Thinking about my breath as I do this, just relaxing into thinking about what we are going to draw. In this tile, I am going to add a very, very simple string, and that is going to be a wavy line that just comes down from corner to corner. And I'm going to pop my pencil to one side. I want you to take a nice, steady, deep breath and release that breath nice and gently. And pick up your pen. And today's tangle is Bouffant, and that was one of my tangles. Bouffant is a lovely organic tangle, and I want you, let's start around about here. And I'm going to start by drawing an orb. And from the right hand side of that orb, I'm going to draw like a petal or a teardrop. I'm now going to add repetitive petals tucked in behind that. So I start a little way down, bring it over and tuck it into the starting point. I'm going to add more as I go along. You can see very quickly you can create a pleasing floral shape. You have that little triangular space and you can ink that one in. I'm going to move along the tile. I'm going to create another orb. Start again with one of those petal shapes, and now I can add in some more curves, starting a little way down on the previous one, and you're always bringing your pen back towards that starting point. Relax and relax about your breathing. Here I'm going to do a part one. You don't always have to do a whole one. And I've had to hollybore hide some of that tangling behind, and it's just tucked in there. In this little corner I'm just going to add a little orb and ink that in. Okay, we're going to add some more, and I'm going to start this one right in the bottom. So I've dropped like a little pearl into the bottom. I'm going to ink the spaces underneath. As I do this, I'm looking at the ink coming out of the end of my pen. I'm going to start by drawing a part petal shape as if it's tucked in, and then we're going to bring those petals all the way over, nice and gently, focusing literally on that one pen stroke. And there's another one tucked in. I can move over here and start another. And Bouffant is a very forgiving tangle that can be used individually as a filler or as a line tangle. And I'll just tuck that one in there. I'm now going to add one more, and I don't have to start it here. I'm actually going to start mine here. Wherever you feel you want to add one, just add it there. There's no right, there's no wrong. And this one's going to come all the way down here. You can see some are slightly longer, some are slightly chubbier. And in this space, I'm actually going to add a couple of orbs rather than inking the whole space in. And the same over here, just add a couple of orbs. Okay, enjoyable, relaxed tangling. I'm just going to turn this around. I'm going to add another one here. So I've popped it between those two bouffants, and I'm just going to add the same repetitive stroke, watching the end of my pen, enjoying the fact that I've allowed myself time out of my busy day just to pop a few lines on a piece of paper, on a tile, allowing my brain to have a restful, creative, mindful break. And I'm going to do another one here. So this one will be a part one. So you have to imagine where those lines are going to go and enjoy that simple process. Okay, we've done the line work. I'm going to pop my pen lid on and we're going to do some shading. And the shading with bouffant is really easy. I'm going to look at these orbs. I'm going to pop some dark graphite around the orbs of each bouffant shape. You can see I'm using the side of the pencil. I'm still focused on this one individual creative movement of my graphite pencil. It's an integral part of creating Zentangle. Shading helps us create a three-dimensional image. It adds some movement and life to what you've drawn. Okay, I'm going to do those now with the Tortillon. Just going to go around fixing it in place again and then just very lightly coming around the outer edges. Fix it in place with the dark, move your Tortillon out and just soften it so you don't end up with a harsh pencil line. And this will start to give a layering effect of those bouffant. Creates the visual effect anyway. Okay, turn this round. We're keeping things very simple and enjoyable. So there's no pressure, no stress, just this simple drawing that allows our brains to relax. Okay, I'm just going to add a little bit where this one goes underneath here and where this one goes underneath, just to accentuate that little bit of layering here and here. You don't want to add too much. Okay, I'm now going to get my pen and I'm going to add my chop or my initials. That was my wrong pen, that was my 05. I want to stay with my 02 and add my J and my O for Zenjo. I'd like you now to turn your tile over, to date it for today's date, the day that you're completing it, and add your signature. I want you then to pick your tile up and just appreciate what you have done, what you've created in these few minutes of restful, creative time and mindfulness. Thank you for joining me.